Hey, it's Giguk, and you're watching Pixel Party Pals. Woo! I got it right on my first take.
Right, hey guys, how we doing? Back another video from Giguk, and today we are checking out how it feels losing everyone. We're just going to get straight into it. No idea what it's about. It's probably about a different type of story manga. Who's really into?
Party Adventurers Guild, magic spells, demon lord, demon lord, demon lord. Fantasy stories have become the McDonald's chicken nugget of the anime world.
Huh.
Don't get me wrong, I love myself some cheeky nuggets.
Yeah.
Be damn sure my body is crying the morning after I stumble into McDonald's at 1 AM intoxicated and think 20 nugs sounds like a perfectly reasonable amount of food to consume right now. And it is. Oh, it always is.
At the moment.
Even if we exclude the Kai genre, it feels like everyone is using the same basic Billy's first D&D campaign with only slight variations here and there.
True.
Like every so often we do get something unique, like what's the name again? You know, the fantasy anime with that skull guy? No, like the
Berserk.
skull guy was one of the main characters.
Overlord.
No, the other skull guy. No, it
Oh.
had a skull guy and there was red hair. Are you fucking kidding me? It was Magasprite. So to me it would be a complete surprise if I found a story that had all these usual elements present and yet somehow immediately twisted it in a way I'd never seen before while stamping out an emotionally poignant, hard-hitting tale that nigh on near brought a tear to my eye within one chapter. But that's exactly
Damn.
what Sousou no Frieren did. Frieren is one of the most refreshing fantasy stories I've read in a very long time.
Frieren Beyond
at the
Journey's
funeral,
End.
if you want the direct translated name, or Frieren and the group of dickheads if you want my name. This is still the world of Billy's first D&D campaign, but we actually begin at the end of his campaign.
Oh.
Because you see, our hero party has just gotten back from defeating the Demon Lord. You have your usual suspects
Cool.
in the party returning home. There's the hero, the priest, the warrior, and the elf mage, Frieren. Our main character for this story.
Okay,
As
cool.
they reminisce over the journey they've just had, they're greeted by a meteor shower that comes once every 50 years, and while they share an intimate moment, they make a promise to catch the next one together in a better place. The guys wonder if they're even going to be alive to see the next one by the time it comes around, and Frieren's like, smell you later, losers. See you next
Bye.
Tuesday. Half a century passes in the blink of an eye, and when she returns, she once again reunites with the legendary hero Himmel, the one who defeated the Demon Lord, once the most powerful man on Earth. Now looks like that fucking old guy in every anime who slays fancies for a living. Yeah, he
Of
may have
course.
defeated the Demon Lord, but he can't defeat time, baby, cause damn. Time got hands. Reunited with the old gang, they once again go on one last adventure to see the breathtaking meteor
Cool,
shower.
that's cool.
Himmel eventually passes away.
Aw.
Frieren, at the funeral,
Ah.
actually seems like the same stoic, apathetic person she was before. Out of nowhere, she breaks down. See, they spent 10 years together, which is an absolute
That's a
minuscule amount
long
of time
time.
for an elf, but for a human, it's anything but.
Mm.
Himmel saw her as a dear friend, someone who he shared a once-in-a-lifetime experience with, who he spent a fair portion of his life and time in companionship with. But to Frieren, Himmel was just another acquaintance she spent a bit of time with. One who she thought she would have plenty of time to get to know better and grow closer to.
right.
And that's why she cries. Not at the loss of losing a friend, but at the loss of the chance to truly see
Make
him as
one.
one.
Yeah,
And that,
damn.
whew, God damn.
That's-
what a way
that's
to start.
something.
Frieren has one of the strongest opening chapters I've seen for a
That's
fantasy
emotional, man.
manga. The story comes charging out the gate, kicks you in the nutsack and leaves
Oof.
you on the floor a dribbling mess before you can even make a D's nuts joke. Chapter 1 could have easily been an emotional one-shot, but Frieren uses it as a springboard in order to begin her own journey. She doesn't know why such a short period of time had such a huge impact on her vast lifespan, and so she decides to retrace the steps her old party went on in hopes of learning more
Oh,
about the
cool.
friends she knew so little about. The passing of time is obviously a big theme in the story being told here, and a lot of it plays on how Frieren herself perceives time. Being an elf means your lifespan is functionally immortal compared to us humans.
Yeah,
Every
you live
elf
a hell of a lot
means,
longer, don't you?
despite their
So
appearances, would
you'd
likely
perceive
be
everything
beings
differently.
older than you. That's right. Elves are just MILFs in disguise.
Oh,
Think about it for a second.
Oh.
What I love is that initially we see
Easily.
time from her perspective. Years can pass in just a few panels. A page turn can result in a decade being lost, but that's what it just feels like to her. I mean, she pissed away 50 years like I pissed away 50 minutes playing a game of League of Legends. Now just imagine. How sad would you be if within that 50 minutes where your 0-4 Teemo mid was flaming your useless Wii jungle while your bot lanes picked fucking Queen ADC and you were laning against Tahm Kench top? You could have used that time.
my god, yeah, could have done so much more. I knew exactly what he was talking about there.
Before they died.
Oh no. What have you
I'm already
done?
playing League, there's no going below rock bottom. A lifespan of 1,000+ years is so unimaginably long for humans to be able to comprehend.
Yeah, you
As
can't
Freeman
even
goes on a journey,
start to
we see
fathom
the
it.
effects of the different towns and villages that were saved by the hero's party, and how the memories of what they did were being preserved. Because even if we were involved in an event as massive as saving the world and defeating the Demon King, life moves on after that.
Yeah.
Stories will get passed down, statues will persist, but living memories of the people who actually remember will only remain for so long. You see, Frieren deal with problems that we would never even begin to think about. What happens when all of your friends pass away and there's no proof of what you did together aside from the memories you take with you? How do you even begin to build the same bonds when you know their entire lives will be just a blip in yours? Alright, this is getting a little depressing.
It is, man. Wow. Alright, there's action as well.
One upside of being in the party that defeated the Demon King is that Frieren kicks fucking ass.
Nice.
She was already strong enough when she helped defeat the Demon Lord, but now she has even more time to hone her magic.
Whoa.
Frieren keeps getting stronger and more powerful. Frieren barely fears any monsters, and her crew sweeps up any trouble they encounter on their journey. Frieren is not an action manga, don't come here looking for that.
Okay,
While there are
cool.
some
But it has
fights
its
here and
moments,
there,
cool.
and as the manga goes on, an overarching plotline starts to form about taking down some of the remnants of the old Demon Lord's army. Where the manga shines is in its quieter, introspective moments. Even though Frieren is probably older than any of us will ever come close to reaching, she still feels like a naive kid in a lot of ways. Oftentimes she'll come off as detached or uncaring, and it's seeing her slowly come to terms with what she's been through, processing her experiences, and the beautiful moments that come out of it, is what is right at the heart of this tale. I don't want to be that guy that sits here and says, oh, it's kind of a slow burn, guys. Because to me, slow burn has always been the code for, you basically just said it's boring, but in cursive, you pretentious hack.
Yeah.
What I found here is that there's such a unique feeling that leaves you whenever you finish a chapter, and that's because of the atmosphere it creates. It's not a series that sucks you in and refuses to let go, but instead it blossoms and envelops you.
It looks
You get
nice. I
lost
like
in
it and
this
loving the art
ambience.
design on these things, like.
Ambiance.
Oh, balls.
God damn it, I am no pretentious hack. Which is why I think this manga is screaming for an anime adaptation.
Cool.
It's rare to find a manga that is able to set such a strong atmosphere, so I can only imagine what it would be like with sound effects, voice acting, music, and motion to help set that tone. Normally when I read a manga, I put my Sonic shoes on, fucking Running in the 90s starts playing, because my eyes speed through these panels. But with Frieren, there are several points with zero dialogue, zero reason to
Wow.
hold back, and yet I found myself slowing down my reading pace to just give time for that.
Interesting when stuff like that happens. Like Berserk had some chapters at the near the end of the Millennium, the Millennium Falcon arc, Falcon of Millennium. And I was very much like, whoa, what's going on?
But also a coward. He's living in this village that's being terrorized by a dragon, and when Frieren asks him for help to get rid of it, he reluctantly says yes, even though he's terrified. So when she asks him why he would risk his life protecting this village, he replies, it's simple. He's lived there for 3 years. Frieren calls that ephemeral. Stark calls it an eternity. And I don't know why, but that one little line reminded me just how different we view the passage of time as we get older,
Yeah, man.
elf or not. The older you get, the more time feels like it speeds by, and I don't know why, just that
Yeah,
one
my
line
God.
makes me wallow in the moment for a second of just what time must feel like to a being like Frieren. And it's little bits like this that is the real beauty of this manga. When you read it, there won't be this big, world-shattering plot twist or this dramatic character death
Whoa,
that sticks
that
out
looks
to
class.
you. Sometimes a character will just say a line that will make you pause for a bit, or you'll turn a page and just see this panel where you just have to sit there and absorb for a while. Chapters are seeped in an air of melancholy. Frieren would be reminiscing about the party, and I would be feeling nostalgic over them, even though I barely even knew them. But I suppose that's exactly how she felt too. We are told that elves in this world are essentially endangered species, largely coming from their lack of drives to seek out each other and breed, which makes sense. For a species, having such an overabundance of time can be a curse, because when you have so much of it, how do you find the motivation to make the most of it?
Yeah,
A story
damn.
like Frieren shows us that it's not just about the amount of time that defines what will leave the biggest impact on your life, but the quality of how you choose to spend it. Every chapter starts off with a reminder of how many years it's been since Himmel's death.
Okay.
Because even though the time she spent with him on that journey was less than even the 100th of her lifespan, that short amount of time left an imprint that will stay with her for the remainder of it. Not all time is of equal value, and just because you have more of it doesn't necessarily mean your life will have a richer experience. For someone like Frieren, 1 year is barely perceived. 10 years is merely a blip. 100 years is a small phase, but even though someone like her possesses more time than any of us will ever come close to having, it can pass her by just as quickly if she's not careful about it. Because it doesn't matter if you live for 10 years, 50 years, 80 years, or 1,000 years. You can easily waste that time all the same. So keep that in mind next time you're about to hit that magic set button.
Damn, that seems really interesting. I do like that. And the art, it looked really, really cool. It looked really, really nice. And yeah, to have moments with no dialogue yet you're still paying attention to everything going on, that's not easy to do. Like I was saying, it's the Falcon of the Millennium second part, I do believe. Berserk, near the end, when everything's going crazy. Like, there was just no dialogue for like a good 8 pages or something. It was just like, whoa! But yeah, that looks really cool. Frieren, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I seem to... I reckon what's going to happen now is that's going to come out with Waterstones and I'm going to start buying it again, because I did that with Zom 100 and I'm really enjoying Zom 100. And yeah, so if it does, I'll check out Volume 1. But anyway, thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, links in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is all that helps support the channel. That's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for that. And thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know that I should watch us in future videos. And I'll see you guys, or you guys, next time.